Okay, so this is just like in general. It's not like specifically last season or like going into next season or something. Well, kind of is, I guess. But number one's definitely Jokic. Probably like, I mean, one of the best of all time. Um, then I got Giannis because his two-way ability and like his stats. He's just really good. 3, so I'm thinking Shea, I'm thinking Luka, I'm thinking Tatum, I'm thinking Embiid. Well, definitely not Embiid right now, but so it's either Shea or Luka for me. Um, I mean, okay, I think Luka is probably. I mean, I think Luka's better than Shea still, mostly because of his 2024 season. Was that? That was either 2024 or 2023, where he averaged 33.9 points, and he low-key should have won MVP that year. But like he led his team to the finals, and obviously Shea did that too. But I would take Luka over Shea because of Luka's shooting. He's definitely a better shooter than Shea. And he I don't know. 5 is Tatum. He's an all-time great, kind of. 6. Okay, I'm gonna put down here like consideration players. So this is just so I can see it. So yeah, AD, Curry, LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Brunson, Towns, Trae Young, Cunningham. This is just for who I'm thinking about, So, well, with the list, I don't have to do it in order, so I might as well just I'll put Anthony Davis at 6 right here, and then I can kind of just go through who do I think is better in this. Who do I think is better right now? Curry or AD? Honestly, I'll check AD's stats. I know Curry's stats. I looked at them earlier. Let's see. Yeah, AD's better. AD's better than Curry. And I'm not gonna lie, Curry's a little bit overrated right now. I'm not gonna lie. You wanna know why? Cause give me KD and give me LeBron. I'm taking LeBron and KD over Curry. Not gonna lie. The stats speak for themselves, guys. And obviously, like, Curry's impact goes above the stats and stuff. But I mean, it's tough to say, but like, if you just look at the stats, like Curry 100% took like an 8% dip, maybe 10% dip last season. Like, 24.5 points per game, under 40% from the field, from 3-point land, not from the field. But he does take like 11 and a half attempts. And he's still definitely the best 3-point shooter in the league. But it's tough. I mean, if I might be overreacting a little bit. If I'm just thinking, would I rather have Steph or have LeBron? I mean, I'd low-key rather have Steph. I'm not gonna lie. So, like stats-wise, like LeBron is better, but impact-wise, I gotta take Steph. So, yeah, that was a tangent. Now we got Anthony Edwards. So I think Edwards is kind of I think he's slightly overrated, to be honest. Mostly because, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit overrated, to be honest. Cause I don't know. We'll see. So 28, 6, and about 5. Plays a lot. Shoots a lot of threes now. It's definitely better than KD, Curry, and LeBron at this point. Would I rather have AD or Anthony Edwards? I Let's look at the stats. Let's do a stat comparison. So, when you really look at it, Anthony Edwards' field goal percentage isn't that good. 44.7. That's not amazing. And I mean, AD is definitely a top 5 defender, arguably top 3. So I'm gonna just ignore the Dallas portion because he barely played. So if you look at just on the Lakers, because that's when he was more kind of healthy, 26, 12, 3 assists, and then a steal and a half and 2 blocks. I would low-key, I'd rather have AD as my number 1. Well, I don't know. I mean, the Mavs could go far this year. Or next year. We'll see. But I like where this list is at so far. And we got Embiid. I think Embiid is kind of getting disrespected. Because, let's just look at the stats, guys. And I'll say this. 2024 Embiid is... I mean, I've been watching NBA since... Well, I guess kind of like 2015, but mostly kind of... I've been watching more prevalently since 2018, I guess. And so I'll just say since 2018, when I was watching more prevalently, and 2024 Embiid is probably the most dominant, at least top 3 most dominant offensive player I've seen. 35, 11, 6, a steal, and almost 2 blocks. I mean, that obviously is for 39 games, but I mean, if he was able to stay healthy, he was running away with MVP. Like, yeah, really efficient too. But you look at last season, it's a lot worse. Only played 19 games, and he got injured again. But I'm not ready to count Embiid out yet. And if we're talking healthy Embiid, I would probably take. I would do this. I'd rather have Embiid on my team than KD, Steph, or LeBron. But I would keep him. I would keep like AD and Anthony Edwards over him, kind of, because they're more safe picks. But purely off talent, I mean, Embiid is probably number 5. But injuries and stuff. Now we got Donovan Mitchell. He was really good in 2023, I think. Yeah. So, kind of took a back seat. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's like not very good in the playoffs. And he's like 6'1". No, he's 6'3". He's pretty short for 6'3". I feel like that might be a little bit of a lie. But he has long arms. But I mean, he's there. He's consistent. I'd probably put him in at probably bug bites. I would probably take honestly low key, I was thinking about putting him at like 9 above like KD. Well, probably not above KD, but probably at like 10. But low key, I mean, he's 6'3". So, and I would honestly rather have LeBron and Curry. If we're talking like who do you want for one season, I'd probably take them. So now I got Jalen Brunson. I think I'm kind of high on Jalen Brunson because he always shows up in the playoffs. So 26 and 7. I'm pretty sure he led the league in paint scoring or something. Let's look at the playoff stats. If they're here. Yeah, they're over here. Okay. So let's look at the playoff stats. So on the Knicks, 28 for his whole Knicks tenure, year by year, 28, 5 and 6, 32, 3 and 8, and then last year 29 and 7. So yeah, he's an absolute superstar in the playoffs. That's when it matters. So I would say low key. I'm thinking Who would I have, him or Edwards? I'd rather have Brunson. Would I rather have AD or Brunson? I'd rather have Brunson. Brunson's at 6, guys. You know, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff like who's like the 5th best player next season now that like Tatum's out and stuff. Like everyone's saying like it's low key Curry, and or like it's like it's Anthony Edwards, but I mean Brunson has done more recently, so I'd take Brunson. And to my knowledge, he's not the worst defender in the world. I mean, he's obviously short. He's like 6'1", but I think he at least tries. So we got Carl Anthony. Baited! So we got Cat right now, guys. Yeah, that was weird that Cat was a power forward. That was a weird team. But last year, I think he was like, I'm pretty sure he was second in rebounds per game last season. Which that's kind of surprising because, like, look at his rebound. Actually, he was really good at rebounds, and it's before Rudy was there. But 24, 13, 3 assists, and 50. Jesus, the shooting splits are insane. 53-42 shooting splits. So, one of the best shooters in the league. A lot of people have mentioned this, but yeah, he should shoot more threes. He should shoot twice as many threes. He shoots 4.7. He should shoot like 9. In the playoffs, definitely fell off a bit in the playoffs. Well, not really. He didn't fall off that much. I didn't watch any Knicks playoffs games. I don't think I did. But people are saying that he got really timid. And he is a bit of a playoff faller. But most players are. Let's say Towns. Towns is... Stats-wise, he's above Curry. But would I rather have Curry as my number one option? Or have Cat as my number one option? I would rather have Curry. Because of the stuff he does. So I definitely rather have Towns than LeBron, though. Because I don't think Cat is really a leader, which it works for him because I think Brunson is totally a leader, but he's just not. I'd rather have Steph as a number one. Then we got Trae Young. I've liked Trae Young ever since he was drafted. He's a playmaking machine. I should add some other players. Tyrese H. Who else is in consideration for top 20? Lillard, maybe. I think people are total. I'm a Trailblazers fan, and Dame's my favorite player of all time. But I'm saying this objectively. I think that people are undervaluing and underrating Dame right now, and people are acting like he's just like trash now, which I didn't watch him in the playoffs, but I think he was pretty bad, and he was playing with blood clots or something. And he's like 35, but with Giannis off the floor when he was on the Bucks, he averaged over 30 points per game. And he's still one of the best scorers in the league. Who else could be here? Trae Young. So obviously Trae Young is a very bad defender. But last year averaged 24 and 12 assists. And in the playoffs, he had absolutely no help. I'm pretty sure Georges Niang was starting. Which, Georges Niang, he's really good in 2K. But he's out of shape. And he definitely shouldn't be starting for you in the playoffs. Haven't made the... No, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. They lost to the Heat. But in the play-in, he had no help. Last time he made the playoffs was 2 years ago. He averaged 29 and 10. Lost in 6. Field goal wasn't very good. Jesus. 25 field goal attempts is crazy. Per game is crazy. So very, very inefficient in the playoffs. Kind of has no help. And I'm pretty high on the Hawks. I think they're contenders to go to the finals. If they're healthy. Because they got depth now. I mean, they got Trae, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, if they want to run him at the 3. Well, yeah, they got options how they want to run it. They could run Okongwu with Porzingis at power forward. I mean, they'll definitely run that sometimes. I don't know what they're going to do. They have some choices. They got 2 big wings. They got Jalen Johnson and Ricochet. And then they got, Dyson Daniels second in DPOI, I'm pretty sure. Which I just want to say that Evan Mobley's kind of a shitty DPOI, in my opinion. I think all last year's awards were all pretty forgettable, except for Shea's. Yeah, they got options in Atlanta for their lineups, but I would say. Okay, let's look at it. So, Trae Young's very inefficient. And if I do remember, he was like super inefficient to start the year. But he is more of a playmaker nowadays. Kind of was always more of a playmaker, but especially nowadays. But I gotta check Donovan Mitchell's playoff stats. So, yeah, Donovan Mitchell's better than him. That took way too long. Okay, now we got Cade. $26, 6 and 9. Good efficiency, kind of. For the most part, good efficiency. Okay from 3. 25, 8 and 9. 2 steals, almost a block per game in 6 games. Pretty terrible, extremely inefficient from 3, which that's his main hole. He can't shoot very well. Pretty inefficient, but he was going up against the Knicks, who have really good wing defenders. I'd say Cade is about here. But he has, I mean, if he's in the gym, he could rise up a lot. He could go up to the top 10 if he works on his shot a lot. And Pistons could make some moves, make some waves next season. Zion. I'm not sure if Zion will make the top 20. He was good last season, though. 25, 7 and 5. He's not the greatest defender. He's not, like, horrible, though. Very efficient. Can't shoot, really. He's not really a good shooter, but you kind of have to guard him a little bit. Only played 30 games. Okay, I'm going to judge him on more so on last season, the season before this season. 23, 6 and 5, 70 games. Never made the playoffs. I mean, we know how Zion can dominate at times, but he's got to go to the bottom for now, at least. Might not make top 20. I'm not sure how many other players there are to consider, though. Tyrese, obviously made the finals. Probably would have won if he didn't get injured. You know, one of the best runs I've ever seen. So regular season, pretty pedestrian numbers. But playoffs, also pretty pedestrian. But it's, you know, took the Thunder to Game 7 in the finals. Hit 4 game winners in the playoffs. He has that clutch gene. But he's not like... Well, in my opinion, he's not a superstar. And... he's really good at finishing, from what I've seen. Definitely one of the best playmakers in the league, though. I'm thinking, like, is he better than Curry? Look at Curry's stats again. So if I'm being honest, I definitely think KD's better than Tyrese, to be honest. Okay, would I rather have Stephen Curry next season or Tyrese Halliburton? Well, if he was healthy, if they're both healthy, I would honestly, I would probably take Steph. So I'll put Tyrese at 12. Not a superstar in my opinion. And let's look at Lillard. See where last year 25, 5 and 7, which slightly worse than Curry, purely off the numbers at least. Last year in the playoffs, obviously not this, like this season, but 2024, because he was injured. 2024 in the playoffs, 31 points per game on overall efficiency is like decent enough, like okay, but 3-point percentage was insanely good, 42%, 12 attempts per game. I mean, that's like superstar. That's some superstar stuff. I mean, he's being underrated heavily. He's like, I mean, you could really argue that, like, but I mean, if I'm being honest, you could argue Dame over Cade. You could argue Dame over Donovan Mitchell. But it's tough. Okay, I'll go with my gut and just I'll put Dame at 17, I guess. Probably seems high, but just look at his playoff stats and the last time he was healthy. 31 on insane efficiency. So now let's look at Jada. I'm gonna look at. Let's see if. I gotta look at some names. J-Dub, Wembanyama, Kawhi, Harden. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta. Okay. I'm trying to find league leaders, or I'll pause it. Okay, so I extended this to a top 30 players. I added 22 names that I think could make it. So I'm gonna have to get rid of half of these names. So I can probably just go through and get rid of some of the ones that I just don't think will make it. Well, here I'll just list. I'll say them. So J-Dub, Wembanyama, Kawhi, Harden, Banchero, Wagner, Siakam, Mobley, Garland, Brown, Ja, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jamal Murray, Kyrie, Devin Booker, LaMelo Ball, Denny Advija, Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, Emin Thompson, Sengun, Maxey. So if I have to get rid of 11 of these names, so I'm getting rid of LaMelo easily. I'm definitely getting rid of Jamal Murray. I'll get rid of Siakam. I'll get rid of Maxey. He's not that efficient yet. I'll get rid of Fox too. So how much are I'll get rid of Garland and I'll get rid of Sabonis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The question is, would I get rid of Zion? I probably would get rid of Zion, to be honest. I'll keep Zion there for now, but okay, let's get started. I'll just start with J-Dub. I'll try to go faster. 22, 5 and 5. The average shooting splits. The playoffs pretty much the same, except efficiency was a lot worse. Actually, no, not a lot worse, but it was worse. He did drop 40 in the finals. He's a good defender. He's overrated though. I'll take him over Zion. Would I take him over Trey? This is a hot take, honestly. I would honestly rather have Trey and Dame. In my opinion, he should not have made all defensive second team as well, just saying. That was more of a team thing. I don't think he's that good on defense either. And his offense isn't that great. Wembanyama. I'll check the stats, but he will be going very high up. Last season, 24, 11, 4 blocks, and okay efficiency. Yeah, he's gonna have to go in. You know what? For what Jalen Brunson has done in the playoffs, I'll put Victor below him because he's already done that stuff in the playoffs. I'd simply just rather have Vic than AD. So I'm putting Victor at 7. Easily best defender in the league. In full disclosure, I would rather have Victor than Brunson, but Brunson's already accomplished stuff, you know? Victor hasn't accomplished anything yet, except being the best defender in the league by far, and really good on offense. But like Brunson's done the playoff performances already. But I would 100% take Victor over Brunson. Okay, Kawhi. So Kawhi, 22, 5 and 6. Really good efficiency. Doesn't play a lot though. In the playoffs, versus Denver, 25, 8 and 5, and very good efficiency. Really good defender. Can't trust him to play a lot, but healthy Kawhi is, at this point in his career, is above Mitchell, but below LeBron. And then James Harden, he obviously, like kind of carried them through the regular season. 22, 6 and 9. Pretty inefficient. But for Harden's case, you kind of have to ignore the stats a little bit for how much he was just carrying the offense as like an engine, 10th in MVP. Like, these are not 10th in MVP stats, but the impact was 100% there. He made All-NBA third team. So how was the playoffs? So he did kind of disappear in Game 7. 19, 5 and 9. Not very good in the playoffs. Probably. I'll put him above Zion for making the playoffs. But I'd rather have J-Dub for versatility and stuff. And he's just better at this point. Paolo Banchero. Let's go. So he's going to go to 26, 8, 5. Future superstar, probably. Made the playoffs this year, despite terrible shooting for his team. Not very efficient, but played good in the playoffs. He shot well from 3. Put in a tough situation this year with his lack of shooting, but I think Magic are finals contenders next year, and Paolo's really good. Paulo. He can go in. He can go. Towns or Paulo? I'll think Towns it might be better. Mostly because of this just insane efficiency. But from an impact standpoint, Paulo's probably better. But he shot 50, 40, 84 last season, so I just had to do that. But impact-wise, Paulo's better than Cat. But overall, Cat might just be better for the stats and stuff like that. But next season, Paulo's going to jump a bit. Now we got his teammate, Wagner. I need to piss. $24, 6 and 5. Decent efficiency from field goal, but 3-point shooting is bad. Playoffs numbers: 26, 5 and 6. Abysmal 3-point shooting, below average. Field goal, not quite there yet. I think this fits. No, actually, I'll put Harden. I'll put Harden above. Actually, no, I won't. Evan Mobley, DPOY, first seed. So about 19, 7, 19, 9, and 3. Probably would get a lot more rebounds if he wasn't the power forward next to Jared Allen. So he's a good rebounder still. Blocks aren't really there. Steals aren't really there for his size. His stature, I guess. Pretty efficient. He can shoot now. You have to guard him a bit. 17 and 8 in the playoffs. Really efficient though. The stats aren't crazy, but he's definitely a top 5, top 7 defender. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I would say I'll probably take healthy Kawhi. I would take healthy Kawhi. I'll take healthy Cade. I'll probably take healthy Trey, healthy Dame, healthy. I'll take healthy J-Dub, honestly. Yeah, I probably would. I probably would take healthy J-Dub. Actually, no. Actually, yeah. He dropped 40 in the finals, so I'll say. I'll put, yeah. This list works. Mostly here because his defense. Jaylen Brown. Finals MVP. Can't shoot very well. At least last season, took a shooting dip. 22, 6 and 5. It's okay, I guess. Playoffs. Fell off. Definitely not. I don't think he's number 1. I don't think he's the number 1 level player. I would take Cade over him. If I'm being completely honest, so he can go here. So he's going in at 20. Ja Morant. I'm not very big on Ja. Efficiency's not very good. Stats aren't even that good either. Playoffs is terrible. I'll put him above Zion because he makes the playoffs. Well, weren't they the, yeah, they got just decimated by the Thunder. Yeah, Ja Morant's not good. I don't think he's very good. Definitely, it's not. No. Jaren Jackson Jr. I think he's better than Ja, best player on the Grizzlies. 22, past DPOY. 22, The rebounding is really low. Like, Steph gets more rebounds than that. 22, 6, 2, and then, yeah, decent blocks. But he did average, like, 3 a few years ago. Terrible in the playoffs this year. But I would say put him here. I need to pee really badly right now, by the way. Okay. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is overrated. Just saying. 25, 5 and 5. I respect the efficiency though. 22. So he fell off in the playoffs. Falls off in the playoffs every year since leaving Cleveland. Efficiency was still good. But she didn't make the playoffs last year. He was when the Mavericks made the finals, he was not very efficient a lot of the times, and I think he was getting overrated a lot last year, the year before this season, 2024, when they made the finals. I would put Kyrie at to me, Kyrie's like a 90 overall right now. Let's see. I would rather have Kyrie than Jaren. Would rather have Franz or Kyrie. I'll take Kyrie. Evan Mobley or Kyrie? I'd rather have Mobley. Kyrie's overrated at this moment in time. Okay, so now we're at 30. So yeah, I'm just I'll take him off later. Zion's not gonna make it. Ja might not. He's not gonna make it either. Devin Booker. $26, 4 and 7. Pretty bad efficiency. Last year specifically. But he's been really good his whole career. 2023 playoffs averaged 34, 5 and 7. And insanely efficiently in 11 games. That's incredible. One of the best mid-range shooters. Really, consistent. I would say Booker's around I'd say he's at least here. Would rather have Steph or Booker for one season, honestly. So I think Steph is about a 92-ish area. Devin Booker's like a 93 type player. So I would take. I will. Obviously, Steph's impact is large, and for spacing and stuff, but I don't know. Steph has a lot of intangibles. I'll pause it. Okay, so I'm looking at Steph's playoff stats. So he had a lot of great moments versus the Rockets. A lot of deep threes. But I gotta go Devin Booker, I think. Okay, no, I'll go Curry. Mostly because he made the playoffs. but it's really close for them. They're both about 93s, I guess. Okay, now we got a wild card. I'll get rid of Zion. He made it. He fell out. We got a wild card in Denny Advija. He probably won't make it, but I'm a Blazers fan. And yeah. So last season in totality, 17, 7, 3. Pretty okay efficiency. But yeah, I'm not gonna kid here and act like he's there yet. But next season, all I'm gonna say is he's definitely making an all-star team, and he will be taking a jump. I don't know how to navigate on Basketball Reference, but he averaged like past the All-Star break, he was playing like an All-NBA level player. So I'm expecting him to be at least top 35 next season, if not top 30, most likely. Amen Thompson. So he's probably the most athletic player in the league at this point. Can't shoot very well. In my opinion, he is arguably the DPOY last year. And he should have been top 3 in my opinion. Playoff stats, played pretty decent for his standards. Is he better than Ja? Yeah. I would rather have Amen Thompson than Ja, straight up. Harden. I would say Harden was better last season, I guess, but because I do think he should have made all. I do agree with his All NBA third team selection, despite his terrible efficiency. So from what we have to go off for now, I'll put Amen at 30, but next season I'm expecting him to jump up a few spots. Because he has like superstar potential, I think. And he'll probably be up there in the DPOIs every year. And the last player we have is Sengun. Full disclosure, I don't like the Rockets, by the way. Especially don't like Sengun. He kind of just don't like him. 19, 10, and 5. 50% from the field. Can't shoot very well, but yeah, I can't shoot. Playoff stats. 21, 12, and 5. He played okay. Efficiency wasn't great. He's better than Eman at this point. At this point, he is. Eventually, Eman will pass him, probably next year. But as it is today, I have to put him up. I have to put Sengun over him. Would I rather have Harden or Sengun? I don't know. Yeah, based off Sengun's good playoff performance, well, better than Harden's at least. I'll put Sengun over him. JJJ or Sengun. I'd rather have probably rather have JJJ because he's like one of the best defenders, and I like him more. So that works for me. Alperen Sengun. Yeah, sorry, Amen. I gotta cut you out, but you will definitely be there next season, and you are overall better than Sengun. So that's the top 30, guys. Definitely some controversial picks. I'll recap it. So Jokic, number 1, Giannis, number 2, 3 is Luka over Shea, 5 is Tatum, 6 is Brunson, 7 is Wemby, 8 is AD, 9 is Edwards. He's kind of overrated. 10 is Joel Embiid. He's still one of the best players. If he's healthy, he's top 5, top 6. 11 is KD. He's better than Curry and LeBron. 12 is Steph. 13 is Devin Booker. Arguably better than Steph. And arguably better than Durant as well. 14 is Tyrese Halliburton. He's not a superstar, but he did make a finals push. 15 is Cat. He's extremely efficient. 16 is Paolo. He'll be much higher. He'll probably be top 10 next year if he continues this path, because I think Magic are going to be contenders to go to the finals, not to win the championship though. 17, LeBron. Yeah, 17's LeBron. He's slowing down a bit. I think last season specifically he was still top 10, but after the season he fell a bit. But there's a lot of talent in the league right now. But you could arguably put LeBron a little bit higher. 18, Kawhi. When healthy, he could probably still be a number 1 on a championship team, I guess. 19 is Donovan Mitchell, playoff riser, short, but has a long wingspan. Really good scorer. 20 is Cade. I feel like 20 is a little bit low, but he can't shoot yet. But he will probably be top 15 next year. And purely off gut feeling, I feel like he's probably better than like Donovan Mitchell and Kawhi, and yeah. But I'll just put him there. It works. Like, no. Well, okay. I'm thinking about Cade over Mitchell. But I'll just leave it. It's marginal, to be honest. I need to pee very bad. Jaylen Brown, 21. And then 22 is Dame. He's really underrated. He was a superstar when he wasn't playing with Giannis, and that was kind of a bad fit. Slightly biased, probably. 23 is Trae. He's inefficient, terrible defender, but top 3 playmaker in the league. And he can definitely, he's a microwave. 24, Jalen Williams. He dropped 40 in the finals. I'd probably rather have J-Dub over Trae, but Trae's just a better facilitator. If I drove right now, I'd probably crash because I need to pee so badly. 25 is Evan Mobley, one of the best defenders. 26 is Kyrie. He's overrated, and he's not a number 1 on a championship team, despite his good efficiency. Much better as a number 2. 27 is Franz. Really good stats. He will improve, but his 3-point percentage isn't good enough. 28 is JJJ. Great defender. Stats are a little bit underwhelming, but especially rebounding. His 3-point percentage isn't as good as you might think, but he has a lot of range, and overall he's still one of the best 3-point shooters for big men. 29 Sengun. Eamon Thompson's better, but purely off last season, I'm not gonna make predictions, but Eamon Thompson's easily better than him in my opinion. Well, he'll prove it next season, and he's the top 3 defender. At least he was last season. Easily top 5 defender at the minimum. And 30 is James Harden. Carried the Clippers in the regular season to the 5th seed, and I agree with his All-NBA selection.